Good morning, dear students. So we have already completed last topic, that is agriculture. Now today we have to start with animal husbandry. So as we have already discussed that there is two branches or two sectors which is dealing with the uh, improvement, or which is dealing to provide the food to the population. So first branch we have already discussed, that is agriculture. Today we have to start with animal husbandry. So let's start. Now what is animal husbandry? Animal husbandry is the scientific management of animal livestock, including their feeding, their breeding, and disease control. Animal farming includes cattle, poultry, fish farming, and beekeeping. Here, so in case of animal husbandry, now this is another branch because of a rise in population. With the help of only agriculture, we are not able to fulfill the need of the population, their requirement for the food. So now we have to shift to the animals too, in order to increase their productivity scientifically and to manage them in such a way so that their breeding and their disease control should be done under this category. Now first what we have to study, that is cattle farming. Now what is cattle farming? Cattle farming, Indian cattle first of all belongs to two different species, that is Bos indicus, which is the scientific name for cow, and Bos bovalis, which is scientific name for buffaloes. Now, why this cattle? Cattle, first of all, includes all the cow, buffaloes, then sheep, goat. These all comes under the cattle. Here we have to basically study regarding two, that is cow and buffaloes. Now, cattle farming is done for two main purposes. They are for milk production and farm labor, right? Why we are doing in case of cow or buffaloes? Because we need to basic thing from them, that is the milk production and farm labor. The milk producing females are called milch animals, and those for farm labor are called draught animals. So again it is divided into two. If we talk about under the cow, under the cattle, under buffalo and cow, then it is divided into two, that is milch animals and draught animals. Those who are giving milk, milk producing females considered as milch animals, and those who use for farm labor are called draught animals. Now, milk production depends on the duration of the lactation period, the period of milk production after the birth of the calf. Milk production can be increased by increasing the lactation period, right? It is very important that that lactation period matters, because during that period of time, their production of milk will be higher and they produce during that period of time. Now, foreign breeds, again, it is divided into two categories, foreign and Indian. Like we can also say that foreign or desi. So, foreign breeds like Jersey and Brown Swiss have long lactation periods, and local breeds like Red Sindhi and Sahiwal are resistant to diseases. So, they can be crossbreed to get animals with both the qualities, correct? Because Red Sindhi and Sahiwal, they are Indian breeds and they are good, or we can also say local breeds, they are disease resistant. Their lactation period is not much high, but they are disease resistant. But in case of foreign breeds like Jersey and Brown Swiss, they are not that much disease resistant, but their lactation period are high. So how we can take the advantage? If we will cross breed these two animals, so what desired quality we will get? We will get long lactation period and disease resistant as well. Now beside this, beside taking this advantage, now what else, what are the things which we have to keep in mind while taking care of this cattle farming? Cattle shelter should be clean and well ventilated, that is very important, with sloping floors for easy cleaning. The floor should be little slopy so that it can be easily wiped and cleaned time to time for maintaining the proper hygiene. Cattle feed should include roughage containing mainly fiber and concentrates containing protein and other nutrients. Now for their feeding, what are the two things which they are used for their feeding purpose. That is roughage, normal grass, like that straw and all, that it comes under this roughage. And this roughage basically contains fiber. And second, what they use for feeding purpose, that is concentrate. Now this concentrate is having higher amount of protein. So this concentrate will be more in case of those who is milk producing. That means milk animals will take high protein because they have to produce milk. Now next is cattle diseases are caused by parasites, bacteria and viruses. Now there are so many different types of microorganisms too which is affecting them, like in case of humans too, we are getting affected by different microorganisms. In the same way in case of cattle as well. So it is divided into two, that is external parasite which causes skin diseases, and internal parasites like worm affects stomach, intestine, and flukes damage the liver. So for this, it is very important that we should give vaccinations so that we can protect them from the viral and bacterial diseases. So this is the gist of the cattle farming. Now these are the different types of cow breeds with distribution in India. That means where they have been found generally with their distributions in India. Like first is Gir, that is the first breed, and it is found in Gujarat and Rajasthan. Second is Sahiwal. It is found in Punjab, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh. Third is Red Sindhi. It is present in Andhra Pradesh. Next one is Deoni, which is found in Andhra Pradesh. Now drought breeds. First category was about for the milch breeds. Next is drought breeds. Malvi, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh, Nagri, Delhi, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, Halikar, Karnataka, then Kangyam, that is Tamil Nadu and other parts of South India. Now general utility breeds, which is used for general work, overall that is Onkol, Andhra Pradesh, Kangrej, that is Gujarat, and Tharparkar, that is Gujarat, Andhra Pradesh. So these are the different cow breeds with their distributions in India. Next is breed improvement. We have already read in the first one that cross breeding is important in order to get the better quality of the cattle. Now what is this breed improvement? Breed improvement is done to increase disease resistance and higher production of milk by increasing lactation period. Now what are the methods which can be used to do so? First is natural method of breeding. It is a traditional method of breeding. It takes place by cross breeding by the Desi, which is also known as indigenous cow, and bull of high milk yielding exotic means foreign, breed by the natural physical mating process during the heat period, that is fertility period. So it's a normal process where both like local breed and then the exotic breed will be allowed to breed in a natural way. In that way we get the benefit, or in that way we get that final species which is a mixture of both the breeds. Now second one that we have to study, that is artificial method of breeding. Now in artificial method of breeding, scientifically this method is called artificial semination. Okay, scientifically it is known as artificial insemination. The process of injecting the semen obtained from desired male bull of high milk yielding breed into the genital or reproductive tract of female animal during heat period is called artificial insemination. Clear? Now what are like some examples? Jersey is generally like brown Swiss with Sahiwal. So it will give rise to current Swiss. So in that way, one local breed and then one foreign will be fused with the help of artificial method. So that is known as artificial method of breeding. Now, what are some precautions and advantages which one should take care while doing this process of artificial insemination? First is, the semen should be obtained from high quality. That means healthy and high yielding male animal should be used. Second, the female animal selected should be healthy and of sound breeding age. That means proper age for reproduction is also necessary. Artificial insemination should be carried out only at the proper heat period of female animal. When their fertility period will be there, that time only this process should be started. Next is the instrument used in artificial insemination should be properly sterilized. Proper technique should be used for artificial insemination. So these are some of the precautions which one should need to take before going for this technique. Next is what is the advantages or what are the advantages of this artificial insemination? First is bulls of selected breeds are kept in climatic conditions most suitable for their healthy living. Second, the bulls are reared in most hygienic conditions under the direct supervision of experts. Third, through selective breeding, animals of desired characteristics can be raised. Fourth, it is economically, that is, it is cheaper because semen from a single bull can be used to impregnate several thousand cows. Next, semen can easily be transported even to remote places. High quality semen is available all the time and all the places. However, a high quality bull is not always available at all the places. This method is more reliable and hygienic than the natural method of breeding animals by mating. It gives high rate of successful fertilization. So these are the advantages of artificial insemination. Next is what are the some diseases which is affecting the cattle? First is parasitic disease. The parasites of cattle may be both external and internal that we have already discussed. The external parasite include fleas, lice, ticks and mites, and they live on the skin of the cattle and causes skin disease. The internal parasites such as worm affect stomach, intestine of the cattle. Now next is infectious disease. What is infectious? So the disease which is infecting, or these are mainly caused by viruses and bacteria. Clear? Infectious disease are mainly caused by viruses and bacteria, and they are contagious disease and spread by contact from animal to animal. Clear? Now, if we talk about examples of viral disease, so many examples are given, like cowpox with symptom it is given, then rinderpest, then foot and mouth, then rabies, then dermatitis. So these are some of the examples of viral disease. In the same way, bacterial disease, if we talk, then anthrax, hemorrhagic, septicemia, then black leg, tuberculosis, brucellosis, then mastitis, salmonellosis. So these are some of the bacterial diseases. Next is fungal diseases. If we talk, then ringworm, external parasite, lice, ticks, and then internal parasite, worms and flukes. So these are some of the different diseases which happens in the cattle if proper vaccination and care will not take place. Now next is, after cattle farming, next which we have to discuss, that is the poultry farming. Now what is this poultry farming, children? Poultry farming is done for egg production and chicken meat. We very well know two motives for this poultry farming. First, we want egg, and second, we want chicken meat. Second, now next, improved poultry breeds are developed to produce layers for eggs. Layers are also known as eggers. That means they provide egg. So they can be considered as eggers as well. So first one is layers and for eggs, and broilers for meat. So on the basis of this, it will be divided into two. One which category will provide only egg, and second category will provide meat. Now cross breeding between Indian varieties like Asil and foreign varieties like Leghorn is done to develop new varieties. Now why we are doing this cross breeding? What is the purpose? First thing, number and quality of chicks should be more. Next, dwarf broiler parent for commercial chick production so that we can get more and more chicks. Next, summer adaptation capacity, that means tolerance to high temperature. Low maintenance requirement, reduction in the size of the egg laying bird with adaptability to utilize more fibrous, cheaper diets formulated using agricultural byproducts. So these are some of the motive for using this cross breed. Yeah. Now, for good production of poultry birds, they are given proper nutrition and kept in hygienic conditions and proper temperature conditions. Broiler chickens are fed with vitamins, protein, and fat-rich feed for better growth. Because broiler is used for which purpose? We are using it for chicken, for meat. So we need to provide a lot of vitamins, protein, so that their weight will be healthy and more amount of meat will be obtained from the broiler. Poultry fowls are affected by diseases caused by viruses, bacteria, fungi, and parasites. They are protected from diseases by proper sanitation, spraying disinfectants, and vaccination. Now, how we can protect these poultry farming? It is very important, because if any of the this chicken, if any of the broiler or layers will get affected by any of the diseases, then it will easily spread from one to another, and ultimately it will lead to the loss of this poultry. So it is very important that we should take proper sanitation. We should go for proper disinfectants and vaccination for their proper care. Now, what is the comparison, of simply we can say what is the difference between layers and broilers? Now, layers are egg laying birds managed for the purpose of getting eggs. Layers are egg laying birds. Why we are growing it? Because so that we should get maximum number of eggs. Broilers are maintained for getting meat. Second, layers start producing eggs at the age of 20 weeks. So they are kept for layer period depending upon laying period, about 500 days. Now in case of broilers, they are raised up to 6 to 7 weeks in poultry farms and then sent to market for meat production. In layers, they require enough space and adequate lighting. In case of broilers, they require conditions to grow fast and low mortality. Right? Next is they require restricted and calculated feed with vitamins and minerals and micronutrients. In case of broilers, their daily food requirement ration for broiler is rich in protein and vitamin A and K. The fat content also should be adequate, because we want more weight in case of broilers in comparison to that of layers. Now, what are some diseases? The poultry birds suffer from various diseases caused by viruses, bacteria, fungi, and parasites, etc. So they also suffer from nutritional deficiency as well. Now, some of the name of the diseases are given, like dermatitis, then which is caused by virus, and some symptoms are given like irritation, blisters, and erection of on the skin surface. Next is fowl pox, which is caused by virus. Again, symptoms are mentioned. Next is fowl cholera, caused by bacteria. Then aspergillosis, caused by fungus. So these are some common diseases and symptoms which happens in case of poultry. So we are done with the two topics. We covered two topics today. First one is, that is cattle farming, and second poultry farming. Remaining two topics we will complete in the next class. So few questions here which you have to attempt. That is, first is, what management practices are common in dairy and poultry farming? Clear? Dairy and poultry farming. Clear? At last you will put question mark. Okay. Next question, what are the differences between broilers and layers? Next, which method is commonly used for improving cattle breeds and why? Next, what is the difference between milch and draught animals? So these are some of the questions which you have to do in your notebook and complete the notes as well. If you have any doubt in any of the part of this portion, then you can do write in the comment section. I will reply you there. And please maintain your notes and keep writing all the assignment. Thank you. Happy learning.